and I hope I never feel this again, arriving to a swingers party way early. Like, what the DJ was set up, but he was just sitting there. There was a lady, another girl, sleeping on a couch.
Welcome to Out and About. I am hungover. Happy Passover to our Jewish friends. And also, is that camera's on, right? Yeah, it's red.
Yep.
And I would also like to say the Manischewitz got the best of me. If my eye is drooping down, that's because I'm hungover.
Is Manischewitz a brand of wine or that's a style of wine?
It's a brand.
It is a brand?
You weren't drinking Manischewitz. That's a very cheap wine.
I was drinking triple vodka sodas, which was just a cup of vodka, and I had 3 of them. Shout out to Mrs. Dow Jones for a beautiful, beautiful Passover. But I am hurting today.
Did you enjoy the Seder plate?
I did enjoy the Seder plate, very much so.
Did you have to do a reading from the Book of Allah?
No, I tried to do a read. I wanted to do a read. I did do a speech, actually. Oh my God,
Did you have to? That's what I mean. Did you have to read someone for filth?
Well, you know I read The Room for Filth. I got up and then no one paid attention to anyone that was up there. So it was kind of nice. But yeah, it was fun. Dumbo is beautiful.
What restaurant was it at? Sacconi's?
It was at a place called Vineapple, which is
like pineapple, but with wine.
But with wine, yeah. And it was rented out because one of the family members owns it, so they, did the thing there. But it was good. I think I'm Jewish now. Is really what it comes down to.
Is that something you would transfer if you could?
Judaism? I don't know. All my friends are Jewish. A lot of my friends are Jewish, and I feel like by osmosis I'm Jewish. But to answer your question, no.
If Zach is he Greek Orthodox?
No, he's Greek.
But is he Greek? Is he Greek Orthodox?
No, I don't know. I've been to his church is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, because Greeks celebrate everything late. Like Greek Easter's not for like a couple weeks.
It's an hour and a half. Every fucking Greek thing I go to is an hour and a half. They rub a baptism was 2 hours.
What do they talk about?
They're rubbing olive oil on the fucking kid's naked body. It's too much. They talk about, I don't know, what do Greek people talk about? Olives.
Taki.
Catulas,
grape leaves, catulas.
Yeah, Greek gods probably was in there somewhere. I was high when I was there.
Bringing goats to the edge of the mountain, and so they have to back up into your cock and won't fall off. That's how you do it.
No, that's actually the Taliban. You're mistaken.
I just heard a nice story about the Taliban. I hear they treated the American war prisoners very nicely.
Yeah, I heard that the Taliban is great. Shout out Julio for the wild blog on the Taliban. What did he do? He just praised them, basically.
I don't know how to read, so
correct.
I don't know, but I overheard someone talking about how lovely the Taliban people were to them.
Nana memorizes the shape of words, and that's how she's able to fake the reading, how she has been for so many years. Here's some of his quotes. Not only are they welcoming, they kind of force you to meet and hang out with their Taliban buddies. They literally hold your hand as they proudly parade you down the street, showing off like it's show and tell day at Taliban HQ.
Because you got a free American war princess.
Yes. Chaps wrote it. Did you read Chaps' blog, Marty? Oh my God.
No, I haven't yet.
Fucking killed him. Oh, Working Girls is out on Monday.
I'm not going to say a single curse word today or a racist slur because I don't want Marty to have to bleep it out.
Now I feel like I need to say one.
Nah, do it at your own risk. No, I'm not doing it during Passover.
Let's say a couple just back and forth.
No.
Out of our system, please.
I already had it on my system.
Are you signing? Wait. Working Girls is out. On Monday.
When?
On Monday. Working Girls, Daytona. We worked the concession stands. We worked the race. Fucking hilarious. Shout
From
out
1942 when we did it? Back at when Frederick R. Douglass was in office?
Correct. No, she's a history queen. Many people don't know that. Yeah, it's very funny. I'm sorry I'm low energy today. I'm just like, I can't drink like I used to.
That's okay.
Do I have a drinking problem?
No. I have a dream that I've been having horrible dreams lately. I'm not on any new medications. I haven't switched anything up. My dreams have been very vivid. And I told you, I text the group actually.
Yeah.
I woke up from a night terror and I got in a huge fight with Bae because of what he did in the dream.
You're able to have dream. I thought you don't you flatline yourself? Well,
I do.
The brain will shut down.
Well, depending on my snore score. I mean, last night my snore score was 156. I'm talking about the Snore Lab app that I record myself sleeping. And I also, because Bae talks into sleep and he was saying some weird things the other night. So I like to record. What did he say? I don't know. He just says these phrases, but I like to dissect them the next day.
Well, dissect away, babe.
So I'm recording myself sleeping so I can hear my snore score, see if I have sleep apnea, but I can also hear if he's talking about other women in his sleep.
No, you just said that. I'm saying dissect away. What did he say? Like, what was a thing that he said in his sleep?
He said she wants the pipe very bad.
Are you being for real?
I think that's what it said, yeah.
Well, now, was she referring to you?
I think so.
Okay, good. That's good to hear. Demon Twink is coughing up a load
in
his fucking throat right now. He was out last night.
Now.
Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Now she'll give a tongue bath like a tabby cat, believe it or not.
And the hairier the better. She's coughing up a hairball. He went down on Fasoli's asshole. That's why he's coughing up a hairball right now.
Do you want some of this coffee? This iced coffee? Okay, she's not. No, she's got a verbal queen.
She's a nonverbal queen.
But
let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay,
bring it out.
Can you move
we are 2 days away from Tablescape.
Can you move that water, please?
We're 2 days out from the Tablescape of the century. I'll be judging it at Joey's Easter house. This is at Poppy's house. This is bag one. I'm not even kidding. Of about 15. She spent $500 on candles today. There's triple the amount of candles that there are people in the house. I don't know what this is.
Now I have these are for the this is for the hearing impaired. Now. I got these to alert my staff if an appetizer is running low, if it's flashing aggressively, that means emergency right away. Get over here.
He hired a manager for the staff, believe it or not.
Okay, so watch. So if it's flashing like this, that means it's an emergency. There's no more appetizers left. There's no more napkins. There's an empty drink. There is a
bad attitude.
Someone spilled something. There's a cocktail sauce stain on my linen pants. That's the alert you're going to get. If there's an emergency. Now, if there's a slow emergency.
And the reason he does this.
See this here. This means there is a slow. It goes low and high. Yeah. That means there's about 3 bites of the appetizer left on the tray and we need to be refilled. That means my drink is almost unfilled, but not quite away. So it's not a red alert emergency, but it alerts the staff that to keep mindful, don't get too busy with another task because they're going to need to replace, the shrimp cocktail is going to need to be freshened up.
When it goes low, it means Nana's having a stroke. So we got to get over there and do some
And then when it just stays on like this creates an ambient light behind the buffet table.
And the reason you're doing this is because you hired staff that are actually mute. So their staff are nonverbal, so you need to communicate.
Well, they kind of are nonverbal because they don't speak English, and I don't believe I have any Spanish-speaking guests attending.
You're not going to learn how to communicate in their language.
No, I have the Google Translate and I go like this to them.
Oh my God. The menu, by the way. I got the menu.
I'll read it out in a second.
So now we don't have time to read it out. It's 7 pages long.
So what you're seeing here is...
Talk to him, baby.
Okay. So
you mind if I take a dip?
Now these are floral foam. Okay. These are going to be soaked in water. And then I put them in here. And that's going to keep my flowers hydrated. But it's also going to create a webbing for me to stick the flowers in so it can fan out much more fully. So you save some money on flowers because you don't have to use so many flowers to fill up the pot.
2 words. Surface space.
Surface space. Now, there's peat moss. Get in here. Now, I will be building up. Now, I bought 12 of these, and these were $8 each. I spent, so far, just on the tablescape alone, I spent $4,000. I could have bought a new dining room set.
Can I say something?
Wait, I could have bought a new dining room set. I spent $4,000 on just the tablescape alone.
Joey.
Now look at this. This is going to be, look at the color of this. Now this is Tibetan moss.
Julio got it from the Taliban while he was in Tibet.
Do you want a piece?
Take some. Do you mind?
No.
Can you smoke this? This will get you high.
It has formaldehyde in it.
I'm going to put this in a bag and sell it to an 8th grader.
So, but this also has my runners in it as well. This has my grass runner in here. It's a grass roll up that I'm going to use as table runners. That doesn't stop there. Nana has 24 candlesticks in between 2 tables. Okay, and the various sizes. I was going to add a votive, but okay, you go into a restaurant, you're going to see a votive. Okay,
a what?
The run of the mill, a votive candle.
Votive.
There's votive. There's tea light, and there's tapers.
And there's tea.
And there's tapers. This is the votive. Now picture this, very run-of-the-mill restaurant. That's not what you expect for a 200 square foot home in a bad neighborhood. Okay? So Nana went the extra mile. Hold on. Okay. Now, which would you prefer on your Seder table, Marty? And let me ask for you viewers at home. This?
That's the one. Yeah.
Or this?
No. That's much nicer.
But this is so extreme, Joey.
I got 24 of those. Now, these were $8 each.
Now, 8 times 24, if my math is correct,
Now I've got the
That's
value.
about $200.
Now I've got the value pack.
What is in the lights on? The lights on in the bag. Look at the light shining through on the bag.
Okay, and this is the piece de resistance. Are you ready for this, Marty?
Yeah.
This is gonna blow your balls up, Jerry. I know this is worth it. Hold this, girl. Get the box.
Me?
This is the wrong size.
If you're listening right now, go to YouTube because this is a very visual show. And this is actually the light that we mentioned Demon Twin coughing up a hairball. He uses this to illuminate Fasoli's hole right before he goes down on it.
Okay, girls. Picture this. Tuna tartare tacos served on this.
Whoa!
I got 2. $60 each. My vases are the wrong size.
Do you have a knife in your hand?
No, this is the remote control for the other lighting.
Oh. I do want to say Joey was very considerate. He knows I have an allergy, so he altered his sushi plate to cater to my because he wants me to try all the food.
Oh, I guess it is the right size.
Now you can put a beta fish in here after.
I'm getting 2 of these in the center, and then I have boxwood. I have acrylic boxwood floral thing. You'll see the whole thing once it's there. But I want you to pay attention very closely because I was asked. My efforts here not only landed me the best tablescaper in the world, but it also landed me lead
An empty bank account.
Interior design executive at the new estate.
Oh, that's right.
Of KFC Kevin Francis Clancy.
Yes.
And his new home. He's a very rich man. He hired me to be the lead design executive to outfit his new home with furnishings, lighting, decor, and more.
I believe the way that happened was we were watching Big Jay Oakerson's special. He's going to be in here in a second. Absolutely hilarious. Dog Belly, watch it on YouTube. And he said, "You guys like decorating things, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, kind of." And I pointed to him and gave him the job. So
what would you have done? Got a Viva La Stoule's poster and fucking
hey, that's our,
and a beer glass.
Don't talk shit on Viva.
Don't think I'm not in the basement. Don't think I'm not going to put that in a frame and show homage to how we got that house. I already have ideas of how we get the original piece of paper, his first story in there, and a clipping on a nice burlap mat. Now they'll be framed. It'll be a shadow frame.
You decorate with just out and about shit. It's just photos of us all around his house, us in a frame, us in this. Well, I'm glad the tablescape is going well, Joey. I'm looking forward to Sunday. Check out, I'm going to do a little, I don't know if I'll do out and about Instagram or my own. Selfishly, it'll probably be my own. But I will be doing a takeover to kind of let you know where the tablescape's at. A menu review is obviously, I'm sure, will be impeccable. And really, I'm just looking forward to the company that's going to be there. We're going to have a lot.
Well, I hate to tell you that Mary fell sick. She's not going to be able to make it.
She's lame?
Mary can't come because she is going to be spending it with family and friends that day, but
all your Trumpy cousins will be there, which will be great. Of course,
they're very excited.
Gun toting.
Guns in the car. No, they don't. They're not bashers.
Why?
Because I'm one of them.
Oh, yeah. No, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a really good time.
Do you want me to read through the menu real quick?
I'm okay. I'm reading. I'm Ubering there because I'll be getting drunk. What else do we have to talk about before we get Big Jay in?
I have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I know.
Night terrors.
I haven't been able to get a word in.
I'm sorry. We're supposed to talk to each other.
That's right. You remember, Joe. Very good.
I remember, but I'm not going to do it.
It's those shows always turn out great. What else?
Oh, please. People love when I go on Hinge. Do you see my leaf pattern, Trey? Once that gets whizzed past you after about 2-3 cocktails at the garden party, you're going to be thanking your lucky stars you were invited.
I'm already very thankful to be invited.
Are you going to
do oral sex?
May I sprinkle some of my mother's ashes on you?
Can I start?
And rub them on your forehead? We don't have any ashes. She's buried in a wall.
Entombed?
I'm sure we have some ashes of other loved dearly departed.
I don't know.
Do you want to go into my childhood bedroom that is now a storage unit?
Is that Bob's room?
No, Bill lives downstairs in my late mother's bedroom.
Bill lives in your well, your parents had separate bedrooms?
No, They moved bedrooms as we left the houses. I was sneaking out as a young girl. I would sneak out and go blow boys in the cemetery. So they had to have me and my sister move upstairs so they can hear it, so I couldn't sneak out. Little do they know, my big ass would go onto the roof.
I had sex in a cemetery like 5 years ago on Martha's Vineyard
with a dead person.
Correct. It was actually Jim Belushi, the dead body exhumed in West Tisbury. Well, good. Bill will be there. Zach and I do oral sex in your bathroom, maybe?
There's only one bathroom, and everyone will hear you.
I'm gonna blow it up.
It's inches from the dining room table. It's literally inches.
You're basically shitting at the kitchen table.
No, for sure. No, for sure. The dining room table. I told you, I live in this. My parents live in the slums of Haiti.
I don't think that's true. It's called Union, New Jersey. It's not the slums of Haiti.
Google
I don't think
it.
that's going to happen. I'm going to take. So if someone has to go 2, you run a risk of hearing that they're going 2 because the table is next to the bathroom.
Yes, right next to the kitchen and right next to the front door.
What if you do a sticky?
I mean, I have poopery, and I have enough Jonathan Adler tomato scented candles. That's the scent of the evening.
Is it the
And the
scent
daytime?
of the
Well, there's 2 scents. There's a daytime and a nighttime. So
The first one is BO.
no,
The first one is the help.
no. The first scent as you're entering the home
Is Guido.
is tomato by Jonathan Adler.
Love it.
Then, as the night progresses and the sun goes down, I switch to Bamboo by Nest.
How are you going to get the old smell out and the new one in? Open a window.
I have the ladies.
The help?
Yeah,
Now, if the scent isn't up
it's a
to
proprietary maneuver I've hired
You have
where they get a tray and go like this out the window.
You have a manual to them. You have a rule book, a manual to them.
Yeah.
A manual is actually one of the help's name as well. Ironically,
You know what you can bring though? To be honest,
Yeah, tell me. A good attitude,
no, I don't care what
a
happens
submissive
there.
boyfriend.
No, champagne.
You want champs?
I love champagne.
I'll see if I can
And so
steal
does
a
Aunt
bottle
Paula.
from Erica's office. Oops. Oh, look at this.
A Veuve Clicquot,
Yeah, what kind of
A Piper
how many bottles
Heidelstein?
do you want?
whatever you feel generous. I mean, you saw the menu. You saw how much I put into it. So you sure?
You go now the wine list should be equal in price to the meal.
No, Zach knows exactly what Zach and I drink the exact same things. That's one thing that we do have in common. I mean, he's overweight. I'm slender.
Yeah, you guys you have very similar.
We both drink slightly chilled Pinot Noirs from Oregon. Love those. We both drink gin and tonics or gin and sodas. We like a crisp gin cocktail. Once she tries the garden party, she's going to never look back. And we both like champagne.
Marty, that camera's off.
No, it's not.
Didn't work. Yeah, no, you guys have very similar taste. Are you and Zach gonna hook up?
No.
You might. Is
No.
Bay gonna be there? No, thank God.
No, he's not going to be there. Well, he's not supposed to be there. He might show up later. We'll find
Speaking
out.
of fucking fat pigs, he's disgusting. Joey's boyfriend.
I wish he was fat.
See, I'm talking like Joey talks about Zach.
Well,
it looks like the elephant got the gun now. What do you say? The rabbit's got the gun? Does it so disarmed? Doesn't know how to say it.
I don't know how to say something nice about your boyfriend.
We'll say something. Try, and then I'll say something nice about yours.
I'll say that his mother has nice taste.
That's nice. I'll take that.
Oh, this is Jay Oakerson texting me.
What's he saying?
He's walking in now.
Is he?
No, I don't
No.
know who that was.
Oh God. Here you go. Someone sent me a message. You ever get a message for advice from people? Like career advice, but it's just them trying to get a foot in the door?
Is it from Mrs. Dow Jones?
No.
Here?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to read this because I think he what do you want to know? Metrics, production
Who are you talking
value?
about?
Some person I haven't talked to in ages. Hope all is well. I have a friend starting a podcast. I'll give you some
Well, why don't
advice.
we give our man Mafia some context to your alarming email?
My alarming email.
Are you reading this to the group?
I don't think I can read it because I think it's a little uncouth. I need to be genuine and nice to this person because we only have a finite amount of time left at this job until we have to actually pick up a job, which is why we're doing Working Girls in the first place. Marty, did you have a lovely Seder?
Yeah, I actually had a great time. Yeah.
Are you not going to see your parents for Seder? Or you did that?
No.
already?
I haven't done Seder with them since I moved here. No.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Jerry must hate it.
Yeah, she kind of does. She plans the one at our temple though, so like she gets that. She gets to
you
scratch
belong
that
to
itch.
Temple Sharei Shalom?
B'nai Zion is the name actually.
What's it called?
B'nai Zion.
What do you say? Sharei Shalom?
That's the one by my house in Springfield, New Jersey.
Springfield, New Jersey. What is going on here? I'm sorry. I'm doing.
As far as florals go, if everyone was wondering what I'm doing, I'm looking for a bouquet of colors. I'm looking for cornflower blue. I'm looking for coral. I'm looking for peach. I'm looking for baby pink, blush tones, and maybe a little bit of a yellow pop.
A yellow pop.
Now, I'm getting my
for
flowers
Easter.
from all different places. I normally would go to the flower district, but I have to leave Manhattan tomorrow morning because I have to get on site.
Yeah, you're going early. You're going early to New Jersey. I
have
should
to go
Uber
tomorrow.
there, right? It's
Yes.
definitely Uber because we're gonna be boozing heavy.
Yeah.
Part of me wants. Marty, what are you doing for Easter?
Nothing. I've literally never done anything for Easter.
Do you and Haley want to come?
Maybe. I don't know. Wait, it's Sunday?
The twist, we have to film an episode.
Oh, no.
I don't want to film anything. I'm afraid
I would
Haley
love
will
to do a
judge
live
me.
show there. You do what?
I'm afraid Haley will judge me
For what?
for living in the slums of Haiti.
Why? You're self-conscious about that. I'm sure it's fine.
I know that I'm successful and rich, but it's just,
Poppy, well, when you live in a house for a long time, you don't want to leave. And Poppy doesn't want to leave.
well, that's where all the skeletons are buried.
I'm so excited for just the cast of characters that's going to be there.
Yeah.
Like, should I bring a firearm?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
Maybe mace?
No, what do you need mace for?
In case you get out of hand. I'll put you down like a bear. I spray Joy with bear spray in the kitchen. I could do that. Should we
There's a lot. I have to go all around. I did hire some help though. Besides the help, I'm outsourcing some of the appetizers for the hors d'oeuvres. It's I'm not making homemade arancinis at home. I did it last year and it's fine, but it's like the amount of work to let make the risotto, then let the risotto cool overnight, and then form the balls, and I have to deep fry while I'm having guests there. It's like, who wants the house to be like hot and smell like fry? No, so I outsourced the arancini balls. If you don't know what that is, it's deep fried risotto balls filled with bolognese sauce.
I'm very excited.
I also outsourced the mini stuffed artichokes, which is little artichoke hearts with breadcrumbs and Parmesan stuffed, and they're like bite sized. They're so cute and delicious. And I also had them do the antipasto platter because all the meats and cheeses that I'd have to buy anyway and then construct it and store it and everything, that would cost well over the price I paid. I went to Pastosa's Ravioli, believe it or not, in Florham Park, New Jersey.
You know what you should serve?
Caviar from the Caviar Company?
No.
I'm doing that too.
No. Better.
There's nothing better than the Caviar Company.
There is. And
No, there's not.
There is, and it's called Taki's.
You know
Maybe
what?
some intense
I'll serve
nacho?
caviar, but I'll serve caviar on the Takis.
Well, you can face the intensity with Takis, the most intense snack ever. Takis makes the best and most intense snacks like Takis waves, kettles, hot nuts sticks, and Takis pops, and Takis rolls. You love that. You like the popcorn one. You love, right?
I love the spicy. No, sorry. I love the Takis nacho.
Yeah, it's non-spicy, but it's still like really, really
It's still
cheesy.
intense. That's the thing is I always like Takis, but the one thing is I'm not big of a spicy person, but I always love the crunch of the Takis rolls because they're really crunchy and you can't. They're irresistible. I love them, but I'm not much of a spicy person, so I'm so happy they have Takis nacho now because the nacho flavor has all the intensity with not any of the spice.
And Taki snacks are the perfect snack for any occasion: road trips, gaming, watching TV, chilling, hanging out with friends. No matter what you're doing, having Taki snacks on hand makes the day so much more intense. Try Takis today and face the intensity. I think we should probably get to Big J now.
Yeah. And without further ado, here's Big Jay Oakerson from the television.
We're here with Big Jay Oakerson, new special on YouTube, Dog Belly. I was just saying, absolutely hilarious.
So funny.
So funny.
We all lay on the couch together. She was hungover on the ground.
Yep.
I was sexting and swiping while we watched it, but it was very entertaining.
That's
very
fine.
funny.
I
You're
Candy
an
Crush when I
amazing
watch everything.
storyteller.
Oh, thank you.
And your voice is just. We were saying that your style, you seem so relaxed up there, and just so conversational and just confident, and just like your delivery is fucking amazing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
sure.
that. Yeah, it was.
Are you on pills?
No.
Okay.
No pills for that. Oh, I mean, yeah, Lexapro, but that's just
okay.
to make me not freak out, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
I take Cymbalta.
Yeah, we all need a little something.
Do you want to hear something? How long have you been on that?
Lexapro, I've been on and off, self-imposed off.
Yeah.
And then should have gotten back on quicker, but probably about 10 years now.
Have
at
you
least.
tried to take magic mushrooms since you've been on it?
Yes.
They don't work.
They don't work.
I had no idea. I must have taken thousands of dollars worth of mushrooms in the past 2 years. Not even kidding.
I've wasted a lot of drugs.
Handfuls, and I'm saying that I'm not going to stop me taking them. I was like, I'm fat, maybe because I drink more. I have a bigger tolerance. Handfuls of stems and fucking caps, chocolate bars, like I'm fucking a Willy Wonka, and I didn't feel a fucking thing.
And everybody else is there.
Everyone's seeing fucking Jesus and Abraham Lincoln touching the sky, and I'm like, and a stoner here told me it's because we have a receptor on your brain that is shut off because of the pills you take.
Yeah.
So that if it won't work.
We went to see Coldplay, me, Josh Adam Myers, another comedian, and my girlfriend, and we all took mushroom butt chocolate. And I mean, I had a blast. But it's funny when you have you almost convince yourself you feel it a bit. You're like, I mean, I'm definitely not not stoned.
Yeah.
But it's not. And then you look over and my girlfriend's, seeing all kinds. She's fighting invisible robots or something. And I'm like, damn. And I want to be there. That's the funny thing. It's not even like, drunk sometimes people get drunk around you. You're like, well, I don't want to be like them.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be where they're at. And I'm like, I can't.
Now that everyone and their mother's taking it, it's such a widespread thing. Back in my day, it was really cool to do that. Like, you're taking LSD and acid tabs in middle school.
Well, people still do that. People still take acid and
do you think that'll be mainstream in like in a couple of years?
It is
they'll be
mainstream.
selling it in like
mushrooms for sure. Like
mushrooms are. I'm saying like acid and LSD. They're gonna have them at the Gap pop-up store.
I don't know.
The Gap pop-up.
I've only done acid
Coachella.
once, but I was dosed with it. Ironically, by the executive producer of my special.
Oh no.
Oh.
You were just saying. How long? Where was your special film? I'm so hungover. Where was your special film?
We did it at Skankfest in Vegas. So one of my podcasts called Legion of Skanks.
Love Legion of Skanks.
And so, we based it off of, it's kind of like rooted in that. And Louis J. Gomez, my girlfriend, Christine Evans, and Rebecca Trent started this festival years ago, which has been growing and growing. And we did it this year in Vegas. And it was funny when I kind of came to the idea of self-production, of just doing it. I was pretty defeated. You get that first hurt where you're like, damn, I guess Netflix isn't looking, huh?
Yeah.
Or like HBO has moved on. And they said without saying it, and again, they're businesses, they're big corporations, so I get the thing. They have, at the time that I was ready to do this, they were like, an unknown straight white guy, like, I don't know.
That's the devil.
Yeah.
That's the devil.
They're like, there's just no, like, if I was like already going to bring in millions of views.
If you transition
maybe.
and get into a wheelchair, you'll be better off.
Really, I know.
Or change races.
Yeah. I tried to say, I said, tell Netflix I'm trans. Isn't the main thing about that is they can't say I'm not?
You'd be a convincing F to M.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had top surgery just so I can act like one.
Because, but and Dave Attell suggested like doing it at our festival, which as soon as he said it, I'm like, I don't know why I didn't think about just self-producing. Well, I do know why. It's expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Andrew Schultz did that recently. Do you know Andrew Schultz?
Yeah.
He was
Schultz helped me, give me a lot of guidance.
What a great idea. I mean, why do it for yourself? And I've heard like, for someone in your position like that, it's actually better off to do it because you have control over everything and you have control over your content, you have control over pretty much everything.
No notes really, which is great.
Yeah.
And then like, I think comedy has kind of gone the way of like the music business where the money that you'll get from, and again, unless you're like a Chappelle or something, they're giving you millions, the money you'd make from doing a special for Netflix or whatever.
Yeah.
What's like 250 grand or something you got?
That or less. I made less. I think one of them, Comedy Central was like 100 something, but like, it's great. Especially at a time like when the first one came up, I was like, whew.
Yeah.
Life changing. And like, but that money will like go, and it's more important to get most eyes on it because the touring's where the money is in the business ultimately. Yeah. And the most fun thing to do is like stand-up shows.
I loved about your special was you did the whole thing sitting down.
Oh yeah.
That's the great, we don't like to stand.
No.
I watched, it was interesting when I was younger, I always thought Bill Cosby himself, the special was cool. Not the guy. But I thought it was cool when that he like sat on a chair, which is like something I couldn't. I mean, I could, I guess, but it seems weirdly it's too like settled in. And so Patrice O'Neill was an amazing comic here in New York, passed away years ago. Phenomenal, big guy, tall and big guy, and I watched him like do the transition himself from going from like he was standing always to sitting on a stool, and with his size and also the nature of like what he does, and kind of me, I have the similar thing. It's a little like gruff, and I ask a lot of crazy questions to the audience. Something about when I watched him start sitting down, and it's like when people are leaning into you versus you, I'm a big guy, so if it's so way different from me sitting down and asking someone like, have you guys ever had anal in a pool?
Yeah.
Somehow they answer
It's
versus leaning over them and going like, have you ever done that?
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that's what we said earlier about your delivery, how it seems like it's so conversational. I felt like we were hanging out just as we are right now. That's how it felt. Everyone in the room must have felt that. And I think it's the same way with podcasting. I think that's why I strived and found this medium as podcasting, because I'm comfortable being conversational, sitting down, chatting up like I am. If when you stand on the second you stand up, it feels like you're literally like, okay, now what do I say? And all eyes are on me.
Yeah, it also does that feeling too. It changes the way yourself, like you're in a conversation versus look, I'm standing here and like, the deafening silence of something not working when you're standing there. It's like,
it's scary.
Something about when you're sitting, if something doesn't hit, you can almost just go like, what are you gonna do?
What's like you ask people questions in the audience all the time, and everyone always answers.
It is bizarre. And if they don't, it's funny. I have some things built in. If they don't answer, because I'm asking personal questions, so that's why I kind of save up some like super personal, like embarrassing things I've done.
Yeah.
In life, and then kind of come back to like, and you won't even tell me how old you are. Like, that's crazy. Right. And then it kind of loosens people up to.
Now, what's about you is interesting is that you have such a loyal fan base. Legion of Skanks, you said, right?
Yeah, I mean, from a couple different things. I have Bonfire on Sirius, and
so you have your whole
broadcasting.
Group. So when you get to your position, it's similar to what podcasters do. When someone's coming to one of our shows, they're there to see us. They know all of our comedy. They know all of the inside jokes, and it feels like they're there. No matter what you say, they're gonna have a good time because they're there to see you and they like your comedy. Do you feel it's a similar thing at your shows? Or are you getting a lot of new people that haven't ever heard of you before? That's where the conflicts are coming in. All the drama happens.
I feel like everyone's heard of you.
The drama happens because there's angry people who are in the world that wake up. I've started to feel more bad for them. Like,
but those aren't their fan gang, those people.
No, but they find you still and they kind of do the thing. But I've almost started to feel bad for them because they're sick, I think. To wake up every day and want to comb through things to make yourself angry. Like, as soon as I wake up, like, I take my laptop into the bathroom and go on World Star Hip. I just like go to find out like, what's crazy going on today? Funny, ridiculous things. Like, it certainly isn't like what's to be upset about.
The story you told about the that unhinged woman.
Oh my God!
We were all on the floor. You have to listen to the special. You haven't checked it out yet. Check it out on Netflix right now. I'm sorry. Check it out on YouTube right now. Yeah. It was the funniest fucking story. This unhinged woman.
Do you ever have like what's like the craziest like? You ask people obviously fucked up like crazy things. What's like the craziest response you ever gotten?
I mean, people will really. It's funny. It works out probably good that I'm such just like a complete trusting in conversation. Like, I'm like, well, I'll tell you the craziest thing I've done. So I assume when they're doing it too, it almost hurts my feelings because there was a couple like a week or so ago. I think it was when I was in Rochester, and they told me they had met on like FetLife.
What's that?
It's FetLife.
It's a website that's like it's like Tinder for people that are like, instead of just being like, I like comedies and Italian food, it's like, I like a full hand up my ass and whatever.
Very specific.
Yeah. It tells you what you like. So people, yeah.
Marty has a profile on there.
So they met on that, which was the truth. They met on FetLife, but I was like, based off of what like kink was the thing, and I was like, this guy, he was like a big mountainy looking guy, and I was like, is it this guy like stuff up his ass, doesn't he? And they both said yes.
Yeah.
And it became a through line of the show. And it's always so heartbreaking smoking a joint with that couple afterwards. And the guy was like, I don't take stuff up my ass, right? I was just kidding around. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, I completely did believe. I believed you. And because it was funny, he was almost saying that like, hey, don't judge me for real. I don't do that. I was like, I wasn't judging you still. And I thought you did do it.
That's fake
but he's still 1,000% does it. 1,000% takes things up his ass.
Ass is on the menu nowadays for the men.
Well, now that's brought up, yeah. Once you open the gates, it's too late.
Do you like getting your ass eaten?
Sure. I don't like, I'd have to be super in the moment and nothing about the heterosexuality of or any of that. It's completely I'm so worried about, I fucking a tank top still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You do shirt on always?
Tank top.
Donald
Duck
in it?
Donald Duck, he said. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That tank top's mega important. But you know what I'm saying? So in my mind, not so much the physical act of, like, I have a long-term girlfriend now. She wants to chomp down there. Yeah. She's seen it all.
How about it, sister?
She knows what's going on. To present to a new person, I mean, like the positions you'd have to be in for that to work looks so silly.
Yeah.
And that's all I think is they're thinking about that later. Like, remember we had holding his own leg up in the air while I licked his asshole?
Your doggy style, the shirt's drooping down in the front.
Yeah.
You were
being on all fours getting licked at is it compromising?
Spreading your cheeks during your skit on your special. We were on the fucking floor. Like just the visuals of you, like. You were such a great storyteller and so smart with your words, word choices, and your delivery. It's fucking amazing.
You have a girlfriend for how long?
11 years now.
You guys still like you like fuck all the time still?
No, I mean, no, that's not true. I mean, yes, we do. It's
I don't know. I think he doesn't care.
No, please.
Yeah.
No, we do. It's been like a pretty chaotic like year with like getting all this done with the special and everything. So but like, yeah, for sure. And she's great because she's like, she'll do weird stuff.
She'll do weird stuff?
Yeah.
What kind of weird stuff?
She
like
likes, she likes girls.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Naturally.
Okay.
That's when he's making ice cubes in the back.
Which is, yeah, exactly. Yeah, just sitting there. There is no way to be cool in that scenario.
Yeah.
That's what I said, and it goes from that. Man,
how do you know when to step in? It's almost like playing double dutch. Like you need to know when it's time to jump in there.
It's going to start happening at first, and then you hope it swings over to the bed.
Oh, because right now this is on the island in the kitchen.
Like the couch, something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, and I've
the family room.
And generally, it's got to be I've got to find a way to get out of the room for a minute.
So she can. Be
and
like,
at one point, I'll come in and they'll be kissing, which would be great. And then you know what's happening. But then when they're doing that and they're in an intense kiss on the couch, it's like set up like this almost. You're just like, all I can do is sit there and look, which is weird. So then I will prepare other things, take the throw pillows off the bed, whatever it takes. Get
Swiffering the counter.
Yeah, get everything sealed up as good as possible. And then when it goes to the bedroom, again, it's the girls doing their thing, and then I always go the Burt Reynolds from Playboy pose. Just like sit next to him like this while they do the thing, and then you just wait for a loose titty, and you just kind of like touch that. If you're a girl, butt cheek. You just kind of like find your way, like snorkel in.
Do you speak while you're are there words spoken, or are you like you and your girlfriend have like the unwritten, like, I'm going to leave now. You do your thing.
No, it's unspoken. Oh, it's so unspoken, nice. But I've never it's funny. I think one time years ago, she was like, "There's a lot of pressure on me to start." She was like, "Why don't you ever start it with them?" And I was like, "I will." I always kind of thought that's you want to show that you're into it and kind of so no one's awkward. And she's like, "No, you should try once."
Would she be the same way of coolness? Oh, sorry.
And then, one time she went to the bathroom to give a minute. I think she came back to me just kissing the other girl, and she was like, "No, I don't like it."
Just one time.
Yeah. She's absolutely the most. All sexual acts on the table in play when it's all happening, she didn't love when it was
That's where the jealousy pops in. That's why I couldn't.
Because the idea of her, she didn't like the feeling of being where do I jump in? I'm like, yeah, I'll eat that shit.
Yeah.
You guys start and I'll
She'd be as cool if you and your friend Steve were on the couch and then she goes, I'm going to just go freshen up. And then you two are making out. And you come back. It's just
she goes, I'm going to go freshen up.
Oh, babe, thought that was the signal. Are you blowing your friend? Was that not?
It's you and Ari Shafir on the couch.
I'm leaving in a minute.
Oh, I thought this was a signal. Oh, all right. Well, too late. We're in it.
Was it always open, or you had to when did it become open?
It was always talked. Well, I was married before, and so that in that situation we had, which I learned is an important one too. My ex-wife was willing to do stuff like that. Or said she was into doing stuff like that. And then I could see in doing it that she was doing it more for me than being into it, which just doesn't work. Yeah. And it wasn't even that we had a bad fallout or anything about it, that situation. I just almost stopped ever bringing it up because
it was uncomfortable for you?
It was just she would do it. She'd have a fun time doing it. It's the best way I could describe it. But upon the suggestion of hey, you want to see if so-and-so wants to hang out or if we can go see. And sometimes it would be well, why? We can't, and I'm like, oh, well, don't get mad about it ever. Then it's not fun at all. And we never did it again. When I found when I started dating my girlfriend, she was pretty vocal about being into women, sexually, not wanting to date them though. Which I thought was very interesting how what a hard line that is. I'm like, you wouldn't date a woman ever? She's like, no.
She's closet queen.
Yeah.
It would go nuts. Yet also, as a genuine bisexual lady, does not enjoy, we've had this before too, that's where it can go bad. A girl who comes back and is cool with the situation, but does not want to do stuff to her. It's what do they call it? A pillow princess. Is that what it's called?
Well, she wants to be with him. She doesn't want to.
No, the girl just wants to. She does. The girl wants your dick and then not your.
She's fine to be in the three. She likes the threesome, the kissing and stuff like that. It's some girls really do stop it. Well, I'm not going to eat another girl's pussy.
Oh no, this would drive me crazy.
So, but when that happens in the moment, you find out you're like, oh, it's that's something me and my girlfriend almost have to have the eyes of let's try to wrap this up quick. It's going to be or it's going to go nowhere.
Yeah.
You've had you should show them the video you in P-Town. Or now maybe that's too much. That's the last time you had a threesome, right?
I wasn't even involved in that threesome.
You just watched.
No, I wasn't invited. I was on the couch.
Oh yeah.
I can show you the photo.
He's heard it.
Yeah, he heard. Well, he's there, walking around with pots and pans, banging and thing.
I'll show it to you, Jay. It's gonna really brighten your day.
He's got it right on file.
Happy Passover, by the way.
Happy Passover.
Yes, happy Passover. I go so far. I didn't know I was. This is such a ridiculous
Now,
photo.
I was invited back to the house, and then once everything started getting going, they wanted nothing to do with me. I was giggling the whole time, so I ended up just taking their drugs out of their bathroom and playing with their dog.
That's a foursome.
Well, there was more. It was a rotating group of men that kept coming in and out.
It was supposed to be a fivesome.
Yeah.
You would crush. I bet you crush with gays. You
Boy,
would crush.
how
with
not
guys.
homophobic am I that I just got the laugh of your facial expression at the end. I was really zoomed in to be like, is that all buttholes and balls?
Yeah. I was very visibly annoyed that I wasn't involved.
You could have been involved though.
Right? I could have, but I don't like that situation. I'm very I'm over jealous. Like I wouldn't be able to, like, even if it's not my boyfriend, I'd still be like if he like kissed the other guy more than me, I'd be like, I must think about fat slob. I'd be too self-conscious. That's why power to you and your lady.
I'd also rather watch. I'd rather not, for the reason you're saying, like, I'd rather watch a couple, like a guy and a girl, fuck, than fuck a girl with another guy necessarily. Because like it's the same thing with that. It's like I'm too like worried about like is she more interested in him and I'm in the way or like whatever whatever situation would be.
Before?
Huh?
Have you done cuck play with another man before?
No, but I absolutely am intrigued by I shouldn't say I'm intrigued. I fully get it. It's the porn that I watch the most.
Cuck porn.
It's the main word I put in.
Mine is sloppy second cream pie porn. It's my favorite.
How much do you have to say? How much do you have to
I'll show you my Dropbox.
What do you have to type in before it fills in automatically? Yeah, that's the best. That's when you feel like a real piece of garbage.
You got it, Marty? Here, I can move the thing. Cuck porn.
Yeah, but with that, one thing I like about it is one of my podcasts, the SDR show I do, we interview a lot of porn stars. And I've become friendly with some of them. They're great. But it's such like you see, like in all of them, you're like, well, this is what got you in the porn, for sure.
It's not the daddy issues. You're just pure trash.
Something, whatever the case may be. It's sort of like it's sad, I mean, or I hear them talk about it in such a business way that I'm like, and there's so much video of like behind the scenes of like somebody walking in and being like, "Where's the paperwork?" Okay, this guy, what I mean, like fucking him. Okay, let's go do it.
Yeah,
and it's so clinical. And what I've liked about
a scene. Now I was doing a scene the other day.
Yeah.
I love when they call
they
it
talk
scene.
lingo.
I love that.
My daughter being 20, it was such a kick in the balls of like what there was a girl in the show one day, and they'll do like crazy shit on the show, and she was talking about she goes, "Oh yeah, I made some joke about like fucking like foot fucking somebody," and she was like, "I love that," and I was like, "Really?" She goes, "Oh yeah, like." She goes, "You put a condom like on your toe."
Who said this?
This porn star.
Oh, I thought your daughter. I was
No.
That's where I went first on.
No, but I'm saying my daughter's 20, so this is the kind of moments that freak me out because she goes, "Oh yeah, put a condom on your toe and all whatever." So I did. It was theater of the mind.
You did it to her on the show.
Well, it didn't, but like she was rubbing it on my foot for sure, like enough
her
that it was
pussy?
like, yeah.
So you thumb fucked your toe thumb fucked your pussy.
Almost.
With a rubber.
I didn't know Caroline Danowitz went on your show.
Yeah, she did. She didn't want to get a hangnail.
Which is fair.
She didn't want to snag anything on it.
That's fair. Up inside like that, it's going to be awful. But so we finished and everyone's kind of laughing at how stupid and silly the bit was. And then the question was asked, like, when did you find out that you like toes in your pussy? That's a weird thing. And then with the first time she said anything like that, she goes, "Well, let me think." She goes, "I'm 22 and I've been in the business for 3 years. So I guess 3 years." And my head just hit the table because I was like, "Call your family."
Yeah.
Like, "I'm sorry I just toed your pussy, but this is horrible."
I actually said my 10-year this spring.
As your toe is in her vagina. That's so disgusting.
So the thing with the cuckold porn, I mean, I know there's like obviously the pro versions of that, but I watched the ones.
I don't want the pro ones.
I watched
Twitter
a home video. If it's got like
they met on a
jiggly camera,
May 19th, 2003, stamp on the bottom,
Jerry Springer playing in the background.
The number counters of the cameras, like those are the ones I want because I'm like, and I don't care that it could be a chubby Midwest, almost better.
Yes, I agree. No, I agree.
Because you're like, and also because I have absolved almost all guilt of like, I'm like, this lady is wild. She loves doing this. Like, they're doing it for nothing other than like they're exhibitionists or voyeurs or.
And she feels like the star.
And that's
you know what I mean?
The best. That's what I like. Yeah, when I watch like, especially now with somebody that I might know, I'm just like, oh, poor so and so. Like I've hung out with. Yeah, it's like I've hung out with you, and we've done like, we've like hung out and bullshitted before.
Have you
seem
had
sweet.
Rochelle Ryan on the show?
Yeah,
she's a friend
She's
of
a
ours.
great friend of
fucking
ours.
great.
She's great. Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw her in Vegas. I love her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She did you went to her thing at I was out of town. You went to the thing at she like does dance. They dance like that's how he makes their money.
Yeah,
Sapphire
feature.
60. It's my favorite club. She did a feature.
The feature.
I still have
dancing.
her nipple covers from that evening.
Yeah, her and she's messaged me before. They were like listening to my comedy like on sets and stuff before. Yeah, I become like friendly with a bunch of them, and they're sweet. You know
Lisa
what I mean?
Ann, we're great friends with Lisa Ann.
Lisa, I know very well too.
Course.
Asa, I've interviewed.
She's
before.
like her thing is she'll go to like a college town and she'll like turn on Tinder and then she'll get like college athletes all want to fuck her.
Of course.
So she'll just have on her OnlyFans like a top down, like 22-year-old dude just banging her out.
There was a girl we found, and I've become like friendly with her too. Is pretty. I'll give her a shout because this woman is doing the Lord's work. Subgirl 0831.
Ladies, make sure to
I
subscribe.
want to say Subgirl 0831.
Can you pull it up on Twitter, Marty?
But by all means, this lady, we found her because she had a video that was going viral, I guess. And we watched it on some of the podcasts. It's her getting spit roasted on either side by two black dudes who are throwing pulled, but yet punches to her like body. So again, it's not like they're giving her, but there's, it's just like that kind of stuff. But it's very odd, and it looks hilarious. And then we started like looking into this girl, and people are like, oh, she's got other stuff and everything, and she's got. Now it's a little bit different. I think she's getting popular, so now she gets like it's like great looking, huge cocked black guys mostly, even though it's like all amateur still. It's so good. In the beginning, her thing was like, it must have felt awful to be this guy. It was a headless guy, like his head was cut off in the video or the picture. And it's this guy, just like a schlubby dad bod with his arm in a sling.
Stop.
His arm.
He went in wounded.
It's literally a sling, and he looks like maybe he has like a cowboy. He just looks like scraggly. And she has the caption on it says, "I will literally fuck anyone."
Oh no! Imagine being that guy.
And I'm like,
the girls
at the AVN Awards this year, because we were nominated for one of my podcasts.
Oh, did you go to the awards?
Yeah.
In Vegas, they were.
Yeah, it was fun. It was like a cool thing to see. Not like, again, everyone's like, how many porn stars you fuck and what did you? I'm like, 0. It really isn't that vibe. Maybe unless you're on the in, because I think now versus all the frivolous fucking that maybe happened in the past, they look at it as a reason, like they're all there. So when they're not at the showroom floor, whatever they're doing, they're making content.
Showroom floor. That's true. Pumping your custom fleshlights.
But they're all like fucking and on, like they're doing scenes. It's not like they're just like fun, like
for only.
They don't want to believe
you want to believe that it's like, hey, let's just go have an orgy for nothing. And everyone's like, no.
Not unless I'm getting paid.
It's going to be on camera. Yeah.
What is it? Subgirl 509?
0831.
I need to see this video. Subgirl 0831. Such a specific set of numbers to remember.
Oh, wait, there she is.
She must be a legend. Oh, she's verified.
She was born on Halloween, actually. Oh, there she is.
Is this the one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
That reminds me of my late mother.
Oh, see, I was expecting like, I wasn't expecting her to be prone. Oh wow, she really does take it, huh?
Well, she's got a nice build on her. She can take that big black cock. Look at her.
She's thick. So
she directed his hands to the throat.
That's me, Marty. Look, that's me, Marty, and Trish.
Scroll up, Marty.
That's
us.
Yeah. This is the three of us in Vegas.
Nothing too big. Nothing too big for her ass.
It's the only.
No, it wasn't always, but now I think it is because like I think that probably makes her more because of like she takes monster cocks.
So does Raymond
with the greatest of ease.
Let's find a really big one.
But you see what I'm saying? They're always like advertising, like who wants to use this hole next? And
this is that's how you know when you see multiple feet walking around in the background that it's gonna.
If
be
you see a line in the hotel room of guys stroking their soft dicks, waiting for them to turn.
Would you ever do porn?
No, and it's funny. They even go, well, how about if they blurt out your face? Goes, face ain't the issue.
Right.
The amount of camera work I would require and double checking and final review of my cock angles would be. Marty
produces a show here called Only Stands with Glennie Balls, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's only fans, women that come on. And Marty, they tell us they ask him all the time to do scenes.
Yeah. Every girl says, "Will you do a video with me?" And Glennie always says no because he just doesn't want to. He doesn't want it on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that for sure. But listen, But the first 3 years I was in comedy, if I would have thought nothing of it, I'm like, sure, I'll bang this pretty chick. I can't believe it's happening.
Now, Gucci Berry actually did a scene.
Look at those tits on Kendra Cox. Good Lord. Do you like pendulous tits?
But titties never been my thing.
What are pendulous
Call me wacky,
tits?
I'm a pussy guy.
You're a vagina guy.
I'm a pussy guy.
Interesting. Pendulous tits are like long, like they're like every like elementary school teacher had pendulous tits. They're swingers. Exactly. I didn't know what pendulous meant. Gucci
I thought you said
Berry.
Pendulette. I was like, I miss her.
Pendulette. Did you used to fuck fans or people who come to your show when you were single when you first started?
He said used to.
Used.
Yeah,
like, do you pick up girls at your shows, or like how do you find these women?
Like sub girl, you mean?
No, like the women in your threesomes.
Oh, yes, it's generally
shows.
It's generally shows, yeah, fans. No, it's very one time. My girlfriend hasn't drank in a long time now, but like when she drank,
thank you, Marty.
Oof, when she drank, man, she was great.
Disgusting.
And she would sometimes it's it's for the best in her health. She should not drink. She's doing great. But when she did, the thing I do miss from it, I said it's pretty honest. I tell her, I'm like, I do miss like those first couple you got in you. Like the only girl I think ever that was pulled just from a bar, nothing to do with stand-up comedy, was like her doing that. And it was, and then for how the small world is, I went on, I told the story of that on Guys We Fucked, the Guys We Fucked girls, and they have a large fan base. And then from that one night, that girl reached out. She's like, "Hey, real nice to tell the story." Like,
they heard.
Sorry, I didn't know I was boring you, because I also said she was young. She was like 23 or 24 or something, and she was like every bit of that in the sack.
No, we forget.
You know what I mean? She was just kind of like, she was just kind of like laying there. I'm like, oh, you don't know what to do.
We forget
yet.
that we're like sitting here, and like the people that we're talking about, people actually watch us. So like, I feel like we're just hanging out as friends, but the people are actually watch it, and then you get in trouble.
I'm so curious if the guy who yanked me off stage and his sister are ever going to get word of the thing.
Maybe they'll come forward.
Maybe. I mean, I had to stop him from getting doxxed. That was a weird thing after all of that.
Did you end the show after you were dragged off? You'll hear it in his special.
Yeah.
Did you finish the show, or you just got?
Oh no,
that
it was over. No, it was like,
done?
Yeah, it was done. It was that happened. And then the guy, I mean, it was.
If you want to know why he got dragged off stage by his ankles, you have to watch the special. That's how we get
fans also converged on him too. So it was.
I can imagine there wasn't a riot breaking out like the rest of the Insane Clown Posse. What is the group called?
Juggalos.
No, what is your fan base? Legion of Skanks.
But yes, the Juggalos.
But also the Juggalos.
The Legion of Juggalos. I'm surprised they didn't all retaliate to protect their king.
No, they did. They did.
Their Lord and Savior.
They actually said a pretty sweet thing at one point. They kind of took me and my buddy Louis J. Gomez, who was with me there too. They kind of took us away from the guy, and they were like, "Don't get in trouble. We got it." And they just kind of
they went with the spiked bat behind the tavern afterward.
We're trying to get people. We're doing a show in Nashville. We're trying to get people to protest.
Well, we want the Westboro
Baptist Church.
God hates church. We want them to show up. So, but I even emailed them, and they said thank you for your interest. They say instead of coming, they just gave me like a breakdown of why God hates you and why you're going to hell.
It was great.
Oh, really? That's hilarious.
So it was nice to send me some literature back. But
who's leading it now? Who is it? Is not the guy's dead, right?
Her name's Kim Hodges.
That's his sweet mother who works in her office. That is not. It took me a minute. That is not. She does sound her Oklahoma shows in other ways, but not that.
Believe it or not,
it's like the skinny
Kim and Joe Hodges,
same lady with long
It's his daughter, the lawyer.
It's the mother daughter combo. But I like that it's women.
What was her name?
A good
Phelps?
racist woman.
Phelps? Something Phelps?
Phelps. Yeah. She's fucking great.
Do you feel like the lost cause of I remember feeling, I was surprised how sorry I felt for Louis Theroux. Yeah. When Louis Theroux did his documentary, embedded with them, he hung out with them for a month. And he's not into them at all. He was just documenting it. Them. Yeah, and they hung out with him. And where I felt bad for was they would go out and do their protests, which, and whatever people say when they walk by, fuck them, good. But they they convince their
children.
kids of this, and then the kids got a Mountain Dew thrown over them by a passing car, and then you're like, man, that kid doesn't know any better. It's like they think they're right because the people who they believe are saying they're right.
Well, yeah, they're caregivers. They're teaching them the right. You're supposed to teach you right from wrong, and there's.
Did you see what was the documentary? I think it was the one. This Place Rules. Was that on about the January 6th people?
Oh, yeah.
And the QAnon people, and the little boy who was super into QAnon, and his dad just being like the documentary goes through the thing of QAnon being like complete bullshit, and nonsense. And the kid was like spouting all this stuff. He's like, well, the lizard people have done this, and the sex cults, and the whatever. And he's going on, and his dad's like almost behind him, like, well, we got boy. You're so proud of his boy, but then. What's the funniest thing in the world is at the end when they find out it's all bull. The dad is just shell shocked in a corner. You can't believe. Well, the kid's got to be like, yeah, well, it's a little upsetting. I thought that stuff was true. He's 8 years old, tops.
Pat and I got paid to dress up and go to the march in Trump gear and climb the building.
That was just a cue drop. What he just did, by the way.
Dog whistle.
Dog whistle. Saying it's not. Yeah, you perform in Nashville. Obviously, before?
I just not too long. Actually, I'm going to be in Nashville in like 3 weeks.
Where'd you go, Zanies?
So
I do Zanies. Oh yeah, I'm doing the Nashville Comedy Fest.
Oh nice.
Oh shit.
And I'm doing Kid Rock's comedy
I love it
jam.
there. Yeah.
Kid, did you see what he did with the beer, with the Bud Light? Kid Rock.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Because
Bud Light announced Dylan Mullaney, who's a newly trans woman, is a blogger and entertainer, and they put her on the can of Bud Light.
I thought that was
Awareness
fake.
Day.
So he's shooting cans of like because
and he goes Miller Time. I guess it's Miller Time.
Remember his song "We the People" that came out? Kid
so funny.
That's the funniest song I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, it's really.
I'll be playing it all 4th of July.
We should play it as our intro for Nashville.
Well, we can't. I'm going to be dressed as Loretta Lynn. So
you should do your show in drag when you go to Nashville.
Yeah, why not?
Well, no, they're trying to take it back now. Now we're allowed to dress in drag. I think they blocked it.
Oh, what was it trying to stop?
Well, the drag bill, Tennessee drag bill, they weren't allowed to do drag. It's illegal to do drag. You could go to jail for like 15 years.
For children or anybody?
It was it had to be
a cabaret license,
and then like you couldn't like dress as a woman. We don't really know.
They couldn't lock it down
as a woman outside
as
the bar.
like with a freedom of speech, so they couldn't like lock it down federally.
But the bill is basically like you can't do drag for kids, which whatever, fine. But you have to be like in a bar at a certain hour, and you can't do so. I thought it was, people went.
We were trying to get arrested.
Yeah, we were trying to get arrested.
I know it gets to like dicey places with all that stuff, but like in like the argument. But I'm always just so like puzzled by people's like give a shit.
The hill they die on.
Just yeah. Even if you believe you're completely, do you know what I mean? Like
I don't care about anything that strong.
Like I said, I've got thoughts that are thoughts. I'm not a scientist. I don't know like or a geneticist. I'm like. I don't know. I have my thoughts on like trans or what it is or how it becomes that way. Yeah.
Fake, mainly fake.
Yeah. But I'm just saying whatever those thoughts are, like I also couldn't give a shit if someone's like, I'm going to do it. I'm like, do it. Who cares?
Yeah. It's the hill people die on.
And you said, I stopped saying tranny a while ago.
Oh, the fucking
we were fucking rolling.
Oh yeah, what you say, weirdos? Weirdos. I don't want to get
like weirdos doing
sick freaks too.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, we're butchering it. It was fucking great.
But no, it's the kind of the thing. It's like, yeah, do whatever you want. I don't really have any like qualms with anybody doing whatever they want to do. I guess like kids thing is like that's where it gets like sketchy for sure.
Oh yeah,
like the Matt Walshes of the world who just go and like give speeches.
That's
on
his brand.
Yeah, it's insane. Like his Twitter he does, but like
kills it though, man. Oh my god, I watched the one today. The one that went.
I didn't see the one.
The one that went viral today was pretty crazy.
Oh, the
translator just standing there while he's just going like he's just breaking down. He goes, if he's just their faces are always just puzzled.
Yeah.
And it was like, do you think it would be a good waste of time if somebody who was born genetically, or biologically a man, and if they were on the ground convulsing and they said, I'm having a miscarriage, he goes, do you think they should waste resources on checking if that's the case? You know what I mean?
He's so good at what he does.
He just does it. He goes, and they're like, no, she really can't say that these are such obvious things. And it's like, so what do you do?
Yeah, he just picks the most obscure scenario that like would never happen and like use it as his main argument.
It's impossible. He's just too logical. Like he's too good.
Yeah.
He's also good at the power of editing. Like you said too, like, I don't know him at all or his thing, but like it is like that. What is a woman documentary? I found the humorous thing of it to me was because again, it's his documentary, and it always looks like someone else is like, at their height of like, what if a little boy thinks he's a girl, then you got to give him hormones and blah blah. And whenever they're ranting and raving, he's always like, what would these hormones do? Like he's just so like he just keeps it always cool and never. That's such a win of an argument already. If you can make yourself just look like, why are you all freaked out?
Didn't he get bodied by someone though? He didn't go on Rogan. Was it Rogan or someone else he got bodied? I don't know.
Somebody, though. I kind of remember what you're saying. I don't know, though.
Maybe.
Someone took it to him?
Yeah.
Over that subject?
I'm sure.
I think
that's all he talks about.
It was like someone who like actually held their own against them.
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite was the one that was having it was a trans lady having a conversation with him, like seemed like she was willing to have the conversation. And then when it just came down to him, he just goes, what is a woman? It was the best one. He was like, what is a woman exactly? And she goes, someone who says they're a woman. Is like, no, but I mean, like, what does that mean? Like, they say that, but what does it entail? And just like 3 or 4 more of those, she goes, goodbye. Just, like,
is this the one that sits on the college campuses that says like quiz or have a conversation with you? Or
No, that's Crowder.
Who are we talking about?
Matt Walsh.
Matt Walsh. Okay.
Matt Walsh, yeah. That was the What Is a Woman documentary that was like pretty wild.
Funny.
What is a woman documentary? I need to watch that.
But I always, like I said, I don't necessarily even like the fight, but I'm like intrigued by the argument, always back and forth. But I mean, I've so like, but I say, I don't think I did this in the special, but I've been saying on stage lately, I'm like, someone's got to pay attention though, because like I always preach much more of like, dude, who cares? Like, let people do whatever they want, and who gives a shit? It means it means nothing in your own life. And then, like I said, I remember my girlfriend waking up one day and being like, yo, they're about to like, they just leaked documents says they're going to overturn Roe versus Wade. And I was so like, shut up. I'm like, they're not. And it's dumb to think that. And it's just stirring people up. And then one day they were like, they did. I go, shit. Well, I guess someone does have to stand up and fight for these things. Because I was like, oh, I thought that was just going to be like a please. But I'm also so uninformed. I was like, I go, overturn Roe versus Wade. Isn't that from the Bible? It's from like the 60s. It's like not that long ago.
Things happen quick nowadays.
Do you watch watch TV, like the news, or is everything just like Twitter, internet? I never watch like the news ever. It's just I'm in my own echo chamber.
What would bum me out, I think, watching the news, like just, when I first moved to New York is when I stopped watching any kind of news, because I moved here and like, it was my first time away from like being near my parent, my mom and step-pop and family. And the news every night was just like, well, 4 more people murdered on the subway, and don't go into a convenience store. And if you're out at dark, this is going to happen. And then I found that I moved to Astoria, Queens, right next to like the part of it right next to Queensbridge projects, which I've heard rapped about for 20 years of my life at that point. So I was like, the news just made me scared of like, I'm like, should I never get on the train? Like, what should I? So I kind of stayed away from it. Now, like, it's got to have entertainment value to it to me. So I do like, for like the
Tucker,
what's going on? No, I do like Bill Maher's show just because like that's always good. I think conversations are interesting, whether I agree or not. I think is good.
Where are you from? Jersey, right?
Philly. Originally,
I don't know why I thought Jersey.
Huh? Well, South Jersey though. I moved there. When we were a teenager.
I have family that used to live there. They moved to South Carolina because they wanted looser gun laws.
Yeah. Isn't it loose laws here now in New York?
No, I don't think so.
New York is still tough.
But I think they did make it like you can conceal carry.
You have to be Latino in order to carry a gun here.
Or at least know a guy who knows when to get one.
Yeah. Can you just go on Facebook Marketplace? You can't carry a gun in New York, right?
I think it just changed. I think they had to.
Should we get a gun?
I think it's
for the show?
Jeffree Star had one the other day.
Yeah.
I talk about something that's a masculinity drain in my life that I'll never forget was when I was in Texas doing a gig. Me and my buddy Lewis, he's like, oh, we got to go like one of the gun ranges. You shoot like an AR-15 here and handguns. And we went, you rent the guns. And then we went back. From the second I walked back into the shooting range, which was indoors, straight people I have no idea holding these instruments of death. And it's so loud. And then I remember when I was shooting and then like someone else's like shell casing comes over and like hits you in the arm and it burns for a sec. And just the whole thing, I was in there for I shot under like 20 rounds total. And I just told my buddy, I go, dude, you could use the rest of my thing. I'm going to go outside and smoke a cigarette. I don't like it. Like, the whole thing was terrifying. Yet, if I buy a house or something, especially as with like not neighbors right on top of you, like I would definitely want to have one, but I'd really like to learn. Like I don't have the sentiment in me of going like, just give me a guy, figure point and shoot, right? I'm like, no, I want someone to really walk me through this thing. Because it's so holding it. It's like just like my hands start sweating. I'm like, this is such a
aliens come.
And then you also go because I'm going, I can do this, and the guy next to me also can just go because I said, I go, what if someone just next to you just loses their mind and starts like killing everybody?
That's what I said.
And they go, well, we have armed guys here. I go, Yeah, but you're not going to stop him from getting me first. Like the one, like he's going to kill one person at least before you unload on him. So I'm like, I don't know. I just hated it.
And then they go behind the counter and get even more guns.
I did not like it. Yeah,
it's
really
sketchy. I only did it once too, and the same thing. My buddy's like, he was like a military guy. Everyone's shooting these guns. Like, oh, I got something that's going to stop the range. I was like, what are you talking about, Dave? He's like, this is a Remington, blah blah blah. It's buckshot. He shot this thing. It was like it was like a flamethrower coming out of the end. Same thing. A couple of them. But the whole time I'm thinking, I'd be dead. If all it takes is someone to just fuck up. Yeah. And you're dead.
Yeah. What's that you said? Swing the gun this way. And that happens.
What'd you say about the drag bill?
You remember Plaxico Burress was a wide receiver on the Giants years ago. But gun just shot himself in the dick.
Yeah. Do you really know who that is? Or just
I remember Plaxico.
What do they do? What color are they?
Black.
How black?
Plaxico Burress black.
He's pretty.
Just making sure you weren't just agreeing about
as the night sky.
Yeah, he got suspended a whole year, like
for shoot. Where was it? Like his very upper thigh.
Yeah.
Right? Well, it was because probably it was an unregistered gun that he brought to a nightclub, and
that's the worst place to bring a gun. I think to a nightclub.
I don't know why you would need it.
I used to drive
or a mosque.
I used to drive strippers and escorts to bachelor parties.
You were that guy?
To protect them, I guess. And I remember having a couple of situations get weird. Nothing too violent or anything ever happened, but definitely situations where I was like, hey girls, let's get out of here. These guys are weird. But when I did that, I remember going to the slimy owner of this company. Because my reasons for getting into it were so hilariously boyish.
To see boobies?
It was I was 19. I was I'm a big guy, and I was like, not only am I going to see them, and I'm as a low confidence guy, especially then as I was, I still am, but not to this level. I was like, and maybe these girls afterwards will be like, thanks for protecting me, or whatever. Maybe they'll want to hook up with me.
Here's some head.
Nope. What happens is you watch them feel bad about what they do, and then they go home, and then in the car ride home, they tell me, the person who's just seen both sides of them, all of the horrible things going on in their life. So that ride home is going to be sexy as them going I hope I can get my kids back from social services soon. Oh God.
Do it for twinks with eating disorders in their 19 years old. They'll suck your dick.
Yeah. Get a gay.
Gays will do it.
I was hitting the wrong market.
Sure. With daddy issues.
But when I did that, job, I remember going to the owner at one point. I was by 30 years, the youngest person he had doing that job. And I was
30 years.
Easy. Everyone was 50 years old, maybe 60 years old, some of these guys, just these old, Italian-y guys. But I'd go, this job is semi-dangerous. I go, what? How am I? I'm nervous doing it. How are these old men wearing, members only jackets, wearing slacks? How are they doing? And he goes, you have guns. And I was like, oh, that adds up. And he goes, you don't have a gun? And I was like, no. I don't know why you assumed I did. Yeah. I'm and then he goes, do you want one? And I was like, no. I'm because the situation, I think, again, the nervous energy of that, I'm how many times would I have pulled that out? Mm-hmm. Just, lunatic, just if the girl goes, hey, I said no touching. I'm she said no touching. Because I'm just so nervous because, when that happens, I do have to step in and go dude.
Off. Yeah, someone gets a little handsy, you kill them.
But I'm saying, because now you try to think of a quicker way to be hey man, let's not have any problems. Your credit card's on file. Let's just
you don't want to do this.
Yeah, I'm they're going to find you.
Not to Heather.
They're going to find out who did this if you do something crazy. And they're and I'm kind of talking now. But I said it first things first, the guy's I said I can touch the girls. I'm well, he says you can't. I would practice those lines though. A good gun to the chin line. Guess who says you can't touch the ladies?
Yeah.
What was the name of
my
the company?
two friends, Smith and Wesson. I did a couple different ones.
We had one I was at a bachelor party kind of recently. I think some of their wives will listen to this. I'm not going to say whose it is. Shamrock Entertainment was in Boston, and these two girls showed up. Not prizes by any stretch of the imagination, but the person who showed up with them, in college, we'd get them in the big radio station in Boston is WAAF, and the guy Spaz, who's a third mic, would also do this
him,
he would do that on the. I remember he showed up. I was like, Spaz. Shout out to Amherst, Massachusetts. But the person who showed up this time,
and also shout out to Mike's Roast Beef right next to WAF, which is
that was the name of it with the ladies.
Unreal.
That was the name of the ladies. But the person who showed up this time was like a 60-year-old woman. Just like downtrodden. Like Eileen. She was like the mother hen. I was like, I could kill you. All three of you right now. And there's nothing you could do to stop unless she was backing.
Yeah, don't tell them that. Yeah. Hey, nice to meet you guys. Just, it's pretty crazy. I could kill all three of you. I won't, but I could.
I didn't have my way with your corpses.
That one time, I think that one of the last times I ever did it in Philly was for a company called Dream Girls. What's the Dream one with the Girls. Guy that told me the guy that told me to get the gun ran a company. That was in South Jersey, that one, and it was just kind of out of his house. But his company, I'm trying to remember what it was called because it was. I've told so many stories, but it was at nighttime. The strippers and escorts. But same phone number during the day was like I'd also get sent out to dresses like Elmo at a kid's birthday party, and then you'd have to go give the suit back, and then it's like now go pick up a confused Asian girl and take her to get plowed by 5 people.
Now you used to dance for that company as well.
Yeah, serve the poo-poo platters over there.
But one night in Philly, there was like an ice storm, like a bad storm, and it was a bachelor party that hired.
Yeah, mine was in the dead of winter. They drove from Lowell, Mass, like 3 hours to like a bunch of like coked up 30-year-olds at like 2 a.m.
This place wanted 3 girls, and I don't know who was supposed to go. There's only one of the original 3 that was going, and she looked pretty good when I saw her, but it was also relative to the situation because they sent me like they're basically getting replacement girls, and it's whoever they can get, and they're scrumming around. It's who's coming out in an ice storm. So I go. The prettier girl says she's driving herself out there, and we'll all meet up there. I'm like, sure, I got to go pick up the other 2. I brought a friend with me, always to kind of like help.
In case to touch you.
Basically, get help to get help if there's any kind of a thing goes down. So we pick up the one girl. The one girl was like a 4'10", black, definite recovering or current junkie with a Bobby Brown haircut, the Gumby.
Oh, stop.
On my life.
The Gumby.
Then we pick up a lady who I had to get out of the car and help her down the stairs because she was an elderly woman wearing, by the way, not even dressed like, but she still comes out like kind of like, trying to be sexy.
Were they all coworkers? Yeah. They all know each other? Like,
nope, none of them know each other.
This shift.
Nope, none of them know each other.
Older woman you had to help down the stairs.
To get her like into the, well, it was
an ice storm.
It was an ice storm, but I mean like she was like walking crazy slow, and she was an older lady. And this is one of those luck outs of those nights, because that was such a bad, for what these guys paid to get what they thought they were getting, they definitely didn't get what they paid for. Because I remember when we walked in with these 3 girls, the first girl, they were like, okay. By the way, she was.
And then Ethel comes in.
She was in relation to the other girls, a hot chick. Standing alone on her own, you wouldn't even have thought much, but you're like, it's better than what's happening. She's in her 20s, I think, at least. And
it's a trick of the biz.
That girl when we first walked in, I remember saying they were joking, but I thought it was going to be bad, but they were just being like kind of funny and friendly. They were like, who brought their mom? Like right away. And then for the rest of the thing, the guys, so they would taking turns. The pretty girl danced, and then just 14 guys, 2 at a time, 7 trips in, going to fuck her. Every one of them would come out and be like, what am I doing, man? Like, I was going to sit there and be like, like, I'm not judging you, I guess. I probably am.
Sucked more dick than all of them that night.
She was sitting on the couch. And then the other one, the Gumby haircut, somehow that was the awarded prize for the actual Bachelor. I don't know why. Everybody else gangbanged the chick, the decent looking chick. And when that door flung open at some point, and I just saw this guy pounding this little. I mean, she might have had gold teeth. It was crazy.
So you watched them? Maybe that's where your cuck came from.
Well, that was just the door swinging open and closing. So you saw it for like a second. You're like, Jesus Christ. And then I'm more sitting out there with the old lady, who just has her purse on her lap, and she's just sitting with her glasses and fixing them a bunch.
Yeah.
And I remember so these guys who could have been dicks, they were just funny. Like the one guy came out and he just goes, he comes out from the fucking the girl. He's like tucking his shirt, and he was like, I mean, I don't know, like, can you clean up or something? Like, we paying you, you're here. And she just sat there and didn't do anything. And then driving them home is, again, like, it's always just like the saddest.
Awkward conversation.
Yeah, well, I remember being at you know, you're coming back from like there was the shore, so you got to pay like tolls along the way. And I remember stopping at the toll booth and rolling down the window, and the Gumby haircut lady in the back just like, she goes, "I'll tell you what, I don't know when he's getting married, but that white boy fucked the shit out of me." Like it was so like pumping it, and like the this is still you're getting like change from a from a person. Like, I go, "Thank you."
Did you just get a cut of like what they made on tips?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they would just they tip you out on that, and like, it was like and it's also funny for the danger it was. The perspective of my age and what the money was crazy. I mean, like put yourself in danger 2 times a night for like $100
with no gun.
For $100, no gun.
I think it was like $50 per thing, and then the girls would tip you out. But sometimes they just wouldn't. Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, now you made a career out of it, telling the stories.
That's it. Yeah.
Great storyteller.
You had to do it.
I had to do it. Yeah. Well, if you say no to everything, you have nothing to talk about.
That's what we're trying to. We need to do more shit outside of the office. We were saying.
Yeah.
We don't do anything.
But you're right, and then go into weird situations and stuff.
Yeah.
Because the fun thing about telling that is most people that go in the weird situations are there because they are participation in the weird. To fly on the wall, strange things like that is the absolute. There's nothing we tried when we were at the AVN Awards. The lady who we work with, who's a PR lady for the porn people, says like 2 of her clients. Who was it? I'm trying to remember their names. Ebony Mystique and something else, or a guy that she manages. We're going to do they're having like a swingers event. And I'm like, oh, I'll go to a club. I even told my co-host the thing. I'm like, yeah, we gotta go.
Piranha.
I go, my
Piranha.
my belt. I go, I won't even untie my shoes at this place, let alone fuck. I go, but we have to go. Like, we don't have to fuck. You're allowed to wear clothes. Like, we got to just go fly on the wall. It'd be as things to talk about.
You have to do things for the story.
What we got to talk about instead was when we went. It was not a club. It was at a private residence. When we got to this private residence, it was. I've never. And I hope I never feel this again. Arriving to a swingers party way early. Like, what the DJ was set up, but he was just sitting there. There was a lady, another girl, sleeping on a couch. And then like a morbidly obese black lady came out wearing lingerie, and she was like, "Oh, hey." Ooh. And we're like, "Are we early?" And she's like, "Yeah." You're like real early. And then so we sat there for a few minutes. I'm like, I guess we should get out of here. So we got a car and we left. And then they said it's picking up later. Another buddy we had, Paco, went back after he did a comedy show. And then
Paco went back.
He was like, I'll go back and see if there's something going on. And then he went back and he goes, now there's a security guy, big black dude in a suit, who let him in. And when he went in there, he said there was about 6 morbidly obese white girls in awful dresses and like 10 skinny black dudes separated into groups. Like it's the dudes are just bullshitting at one table. The girls were eating snacks at another table, which by the way, I will say.
Like a Sadie Hawkins dance.
Yeah. When we went the first time, no snacks. No snacks were out. At least he went back there with some snacks.
Well, you know who had them?
Yeah. Oh, we know.
Lingerie Lanasia.
Yeah. She came. Yeah. Well, I remember her name. It's like Natasha Dreams or something like that.
Oh, exotic.
Or, but he went back and said that he just stood there like in the room while no one's in this place is fucking or unclothed at all. And he said about 5 minutes later, he goes to the security guy. He's like, should I leave? And he was like, I think you should. And then he just walked out and left. But I mean, I went to that thing fully and said, the only story now is that it was uneventful. Nothing happened.
Would you have to take I had a friend who went to a sex party and he kept trying to kick him out because he kept putting his clothes back on. Did you have to be clothed when you go? Or would unclothed
on this one particularly, you were allowed to be clothed. Oh. That's why the only reason I would have went. No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't have hung dong in the doorway?
No way. No.
Not any situation.
The only reason I don't swim in a t-shirt is because it draws more attention to being the fat guy in the shirt.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just let everybody not think about it and just move on with their life. If you're wearing the shirt, I think that's what draws the eyes.
Like, what do you think is under here? The jig is up.
Yeah. It's like, it's happening. We're just doing it.
Gonna be shocked.
Do you try it? Like, I don't think you're not like that big. You just have you just want to lose weight, or do you try to lose weight?
No, I did. I try. I mean, I'm less than I weighed. My heaviest was like 340. I'm like not 300 pounds now. I'm like 280 something maybe. But it's and I've kind of maintained that, fluctuated somewhere around that range. But no, I don't know. I don't know. What I'll tell you what it is. At 45 years old, it's like I'm not really sure. I'm trying to get better almost for my own like sanity with that. Like
Ozempics. That's what that's what he does.
But just an idea of like it blows my mind. I think there's like an ulterior motive. There's beautiful girls who want to fuck and they know exactly what I look like. Yeah. And that's their thing sometimes. And it just always baffles me. I'm just like, if a girl is ever like, please take even the tank top off. I'm like, why? They're like, I know what you look. You're not fooling me by wearing. Yeah, they're like, who
always
gives
someone
a
that's
shit?
going to find you just the sexiest thing in the world. You don't think of having.
Yeah, they're like, I like a big guy.
I have the hottest, youngest. My boyfriend's 23 years old, and I'm like model status, like beautiful.
Yeah.
And he finds me sexy. It's like so.
Great.
I'm not complaining. So there's someone out there for everyone, even you, Trish.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Even me.
You'll
that's
find them.
Interesting. Do you guys want to go to a sex party right now?
Yes.
Yeah, I have one scheduled.
It's in KFC Radio Studio. That's they didn't reschedule. It's just him and John. The whole team gets to get together.
Nice. Let's keep a strong unit.
Where are you going to be next? Where are you touring? Where are you going?
I'm everywhere. Yeah. I'm this summer. I'm doing my own gigs every weekend leading up to the summertime, doing the Fully Loaded tour. Legion of Skanks we're doing our first like mini run tours. We're doing the Wilbur in Boston,
Nice.
which is going to be good, and then Foxwoods in New Hampshire.
Yep.
So that's really exciting. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff, man. It's nonstop work, but I mean, it's great. I just always say, I would go, where was this when I was 25?
You're a theater comedian now. Congratulations.
It's getting there. We're getting there.
Good for you.
Hopefully.
Wilbur's fun. Well, where's your favorite place to perform? I feel like
I really did love that Wilbur a lot. Well, Boston's a great comedy town. I mean, New York, obviously, but I've been here. It's local at this point. On the road, I think San Fran is a really cool comedy town. That's a great one, without a doubt. I mean, Philly's hometown, so that's always huge for me.
I hear your accent now.
Yeah.
Hometown.
Yeah, go down the home. Get on the phone, call my mom. Go to the Wawa, to the Hoagie.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds,
where can
baby.
people watch your book tickets for your shows, and where can we watch your special?
BigJComedy.com is all tickets to all my shows. The special is on YouTube, Dog Belly, available right now. Listen to me on me and Robert Kelly, Faction Talk Sirius XM 103, 4 days a week on the Bonfire, Legion of Skanks, and everything. Yeah, it's all there on my website.
It's crushing right now.
I'm so horny after this interview, and I thank you so much for coming.
You got to call that 23-year-old, wear him out.
I know, I will.
Take your vitamins, asshole.
Yeah, stick it right in his ass.
We appreciate it very much.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for coming, Jay.
Absolutely. We'll do it again soon.